Hi, welcome to Forgotten Legends of Sound. Today we are doing the M's, so I guess we'll just jump right into it.
Yeah, buddy.
First up, we got Tony McAlpine. This is kind of just like some shredder type of instrumental guitar stuff, so kind of cool. Then we got some Machine Head, groove metal, thrash kind of stuff. Yeah. Machine Head again. I bought all these Machine Heads for really cheap, and I've only went through one of them. So, but I don't know. The next step, this one I thought it had some moments. I thought it was pretty good.
I actually checked this out the other day at work, and I actually like that one a lot better.
Yeah, I remember you showing me this one. Like when we were driving, we were going in the car, and we went and grabbed some ice cream. Yeah. And I remember you showing me some songs, and I was just like, well, why not? Give it a go. So Unto the Locust. Then we got then we got Magellan. This is Kevin pickup, prog stuff.
Symphony for a Misanthrope.
Yeah,
it's okay. I'm not the hugest Magellan fan, but it's a pretty good album.
Yeah, me neither. And then we got Magni Animi Viri with Heroes Temporis. Pretty good album. If you like music that combines, classical stuff, little opera kind of stuff mixed with mostly symphonic rock, a little bit of symphonic metal, then you'll dig it.
Mixed with Sfogli stuff.
With Marco Sfogli,
then
guitar.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's the two vocalists, the guy and the girl, they both do a fantastic job. Yeah. That one was just another copy of it, the same album. And then we got Yngwie Malmsteen's Rising Force. I remember
cool when we got into Yngwie Malmsteen when we were in high school, and back then I used to call it Yingwie.
Yeah, I was like, Yngwie Malmsteen.
And I was like, Yingwie.
Yeah, and then I remember my teacher, he corrected me. He's like, I think it's pronounced Yngwie. And I was like, what do you know, motherfucker?
And then from there on out, we're like, Yngwie Malmsteen.
Yeah, for reals, man. Then we got Manowar, Hail to England. Got a little, bought this in Denmark, so it has that, whatever.
We're the Satan record store.
Really?
Well, it's funny because we're into power metal, but we're not huge Manowar. Yeah, we're not huge Manowar
Sign of the Hammer.
Well, I mean, with a lot of the power metal you guys listen to, you guys mostly do the European style, right? Not so much American.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Manticore, Roots of Eternity. Pretty cool. And then this is the Manticore reissue for Roots of Eternity, same album. So kind of cool.
I really like Manticore. Check them out, guys. I'm a big fan. I feel like they're really underrated for the quality.
Here's the OG Manticore one, and then here's
you were going to say something about reissues.
Oh yeah, the reissues. They all have their first demo, as bonus tracks on their first reissues. They kind of stretch them out, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
This is the Japanese version for Hyperion, so pretty cool. I agree, Manticore is a pretty cool band. And then here's the reissue for Hyperion as well. And then here's the old school, whatever, the regular version for 8 Deadly Sins. And then this next one is the Japanese one. I gotta grab all these though.
Yeah,
we're actually going pretty quick, we're going pretty quick. So here's the Japanese one. It has a bonus track, Private Hell, and it's just they redid it or whatever. It's on their first album, I think.
Yeah, it was on their first album.
Yeah, and they redid it, made it dope, and and you guys, if you've seen our video for Black Circus Part 1, you would have already seen this, but Manticore, Black Circus 1. Awesome freaking album. The Japanese one. Then here's another Japanese one. This is Black Circus Part 2. So pretty cool. I didn't care for it as much, but it's still good though. I don't think Manticore is a band that has a bad album. They don't have an album where I'm
good.
Then we got Manticore with Safe. Kind of a bad album. No,
a lot of people really like Safe. I've gone through it maybe 3 or 4 times, and I've never really gotten into Safe the way I've gotten into, I got hard into Hyperion, Darkness with Tales to Tell, 8 Deadly. I
feel like this is their most death metal-y one. I feel like it's pretty heavy, a lot of gutturals, and it's still pretty good from what I remember. It's been a while, but I was just joking about the whole. I think it's still good.
Yeah,
it's just I like some of their other albums more. And then we got To Live, To Kill, To Live, To Kill, To Live, To Kill. Ad infinitum, just goes on forever.
They had a lot of gutturals in these newer ones as well. So
yeah, true.
pretty dope.
These are kind of cool. This is For the Sake of God, a little EP for Marching Station. A little bit harder to find. This is kind of like the fairy, freaking power metal, like woo, like, we're having a good time and fantasy and like. But this is Dragons and Fairies, and this is Cocktail of Dream, kind of cool.
So can you buy them for like $20?
Yeah, a little harder to get cheap. But I like them. I think they've got an awesome sense of melody. It's very like Japanese metal in general. I think usually experiments more and stuff, and these guys throw in lots of different things in their sound. But if you want metal that's like freaking aggressive and brutal and heavy and whatnot, that's not these guys.
That's not those
they
guys.
still shred and they're still great, but it's a little bit more kind of melodic, kind of on the lighter side. So like if I was trying to get somebody into power metal and they like listen to like chill stuff and like whatever, I'd probably show them this as like a slowly, and then in a couple years I'd be like, here's like some freaking Manticore, so yeah, and then here's a Master Plan, the first album. This is a freaking awesome album. I like that album a lot. And here's the Japanese version of it, like pretty cool. Really awesome. Master Plan's a band that I haven't really ventured much into their other albums. I picked them up because I love that debut a lot, but I just haven't gotten around to their other albums. So here's Aeronautics, Japanese one as well. So kind of cool. I picked up just those first two Japanese ones because I wanted like the bonus songs and whatnot. Right. So yep. And then we got Master Plan MK2. I think this is when they had the different singer.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure like Jorn Land was only on like the first two. I think.
Yeah, I think he's on this fourth album. Like he came back for one and then he like left again or something.
Gotcha.
Here's Time to Be King. But yeah, like I said, I haven't heard that. So here's Novum Infinitum, Master Plan.
That sounds like a Sabaton album. Novum
Infinitum. It does, yeah. And then we got Mastodon. What is it? Remission? Yeah, Remission. I've heard this album a few times. It's been a while since I've spun it though. Kind of sludge metal kind of stuff. Here's Leviathan. Pretty good. And then we got Call of the Mastodon. This is kind of like a compilation of just some of the earlier stuff. And then we got Blood Mountain.
What, Ian? You don't have.
I enjoy this one.
That one's pretty good.
Yo, Ian, don't you have more to say about Mastodon?
Mastodon, they're a band.
They're a band.
I've really only listened to their first four albums. I haven't really. I picked up their other stuff like cheap or whatever, but I haven't like delved into that stuff. So I'm not the biggest Mastodon fan.
Yeah,
I think they're overrated, but they're still good though. They're still good.
And it's crazy they're on Relapse and got that popular from freaking being on Relapse Records because almost everything on Relapse
doesn't get popular.
Yeah. You gotta be into that. You gotta be into that label to find those stuff.
Those bands. Yeah.
So I think Mastodon might have helped Relapse in a way.
Yeah, they just broke through. Here's a Cold Dark Place. I think this is like an EP that they released. Haven't heard it yet. Here's the Emperor of Sand album. They got a lot of stuff, yeah. Hushed and Grim from Mastodon. And that's the thing, too, is it's kind of like, whenever I'm in the mood for Mastodon, here's the issue. With too many bands and too many CDs and too much whatever.
Kind of on the back burner.
Yeah, everything is on the back burner, though. Yeah. It takes me forever to get through anything. So it's kind of like, I went through this album, and then by the time I went through all these other albums, then I'm like, it's been like a year. I'll go to this again. And, and it's kind of like...
You really have to really get to know an album. You got to spin it again and again and again in like a month, 2 months.
Really spend some time with it.
Yeah, because that's how I am. There's certain albums where I'll listen to it once every 2 or 3 years, and then I'm always like, oh man, like I forgot. It's pretty good. Yeah. I gotta check this out more. And then 3 years later, and I'm like, I gotta check this out more. And I like never learned the album, and I've heard it like in the span of like 15 years. Like I've heard it like five times or something, and it's just like I never learn it. Yeah.
By the way, dude, that was $1.99 in that store in Virginia. Like my Maudlin of the Well's first album, like
it's pretty cheap.
That's pretty freaking cheap. Yeah. Here's Maudlin of the Well with Bath. I know these albums are a little bit harder to find, so I'm showing them off a little bit. And then here's the part 2, the Leaving Your Body Map. Modeling of the Well.
And
kind of cool, you know.
You got into this also during that mid to later
high school.
Like
at the same time, I was getting into KO dot and all that avant-garde weird stuff. I was kind of like, oh, Modeling of the Well, pretty cool, you know. I still need to listen to them more though. Like with everything, there's so much stuff that I need to listen to. Here's Mayhem, you know, you all know it. Dark, mysterious.
Yeah, we all know what this is.
We all know what that is.
What's Mayhem?
You know, classic kind of black metal stuff. And then
we're
we got
the biggest metal band.
that dude was going wild.
No, fuck you. This is like, all right. This is a question, man.
Yeah, here's Killing Is My Business and Business Is Good. These are early presses, so it looks pretty cool. It's got the OG art and everything.
Yeah.
And I think... Oh, sorry?
Oh, I watched a documentary, and they said that, like, they spent all their money on drugs, so, like, to make this was, like, so cheap and cheesy looking.
Yeah. One of those, I don't remember which one, but one of them is the Fan Club edition from 91 that they, like, reissued. So kind of cool, you know? Yeah, man, they need to freaking not do drugs and make awesome music. Yeah. But at least they made some cool music.
Yeah.
If the artwork suffers, so be it. As long as you guys make some cool music.
I like that artwork. I know they don't.
I don't like it. I think it's cool.
You know, the whole plastic and cheesy melted crap. Like I'm like I don't know.
I don't think it's that bad.
And dude, like when I was in high school or like freaking like middle school or high school, listening to this crap, like it blew me away.
Megadeth. Yeah, I'm just showing off these. Like, I have multiple copies, but they're like different editions. So that's the reason why. The details are like, you know, pretty.
Yeah. And dude, Chad, you're the one who got us into Megadeth.
Dude,
you know, long time ago.
The one band
I think like you were playing it around us, and we were like, I don't know, Metallica's better. And then Chad was like, yeah, but dude, this is cool too. And then like. You know, we would get a little bit, and we'd be like, it's okay. You know, and now we're big fans.
Yeah. I think it's safe to say this is probably the best thrash album of all time.
Yeah, I'd say that's
pretty solid. Yeah.
No.
Controversial, like, you know, the two people that are watching
fight us about it.
They're like, you know, I don't know about that. I'm turning this off.
I don't know, Ian. The system has failed. Might be better.
That might be a little bit better. Then we got Megadeth, Euthanasia.
I just played.
And all of these are like the OG ones, not the remastered stuff. So
yeah, dude.
Yeah,
we don't do none of that.
We don't do that. We don't live that way. And here's hidden treasures, little bonus tracks and stuff that they had. So kind of cool.
Real quick, what is Megadeth's most underrated album?
I think Cryptic Writings.
Yeah, Cryptic Writings is really freaking good.
I like Cryptic
People
Writings.
crap on it for like I don't know why. Dude, it's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's freaking sick
Vortex,
too.
FF.
Yeah,
Disintegrators. Disintegrators.
Gosh,
dude,
yeah.
Trust.
She-Wolf.
Yeah, dude.
Have cool travel.
Yeah, like that's good freaking stuff, man. I mean, there's
Sin.
Mastermind's I know that was one of your favorites.
Yeah, it's a great freaking album. Like,
I like it.
I don't get it. People are like, oh, it's commercial, and I'm like, I don't know. There's a lot more commercial stuff out there.
Yeah.
Like this still has enough. Like
compared to Taylor Swift, all right?
Yeah. There's I listened to that album this morning, and I hadn't heard. I don't think I've ever gone through that album. We've had it since high school. I always heard some of the, and I heard like songs here and there from some of the 2000s Megadeth, you know. And I was kind of like, yeah, whatever. I'm sticking with the 80s and 90s stuff. Right. And then I went through it this morning. I was like, dude, that album's actually pretty sick. Like, I was really surprised.
I got to listen to this more.
Yeah.
That's why I made that joke of the System Failed. Yeah. Because I knew you listened to it this morning.
Yeah. So that's like a greatest hits thing, and kind of just there just because I don't think there's even new songs or nothing. It's
just like, here it is, cash grab.
And then United Abominations is pretty good too. I need to listen to this too. Everyone says Endgame's pretty good, but I've never gone through that one. So one of these days. 13. Whew, a lot of Megadeth. Super Collider, the one that everyone hates.
Oh yeah.
Never gone through that one either.
Yeah, man, there's a lot of albums I haven't checked out.
Dystopia. That one's good.
Yeah, I like Dystopia.
I really like Dystopia. Yeah. I thought it was solid. It's like the first one with Kiko Loureiro on guitars. And when they picked up Kiko, I was like, yeah, dude, South America and like power metal's finally gonna get its due, you know?
Yeah.
And like, anyways, I don't know if that's actually happened. But yeah, kind of cool though. Great guitars.
Here's Mercenary, 11 Dreams. And then Mercenary, The Hours That Remain. So, yeah. kind of blend of prog, a little block death metal, a little
prog power, a little bit.
But a little bit of growls and stuff too.
Yeah.
Here's Merciful Fate with Melissa. You know, kind of cool. You know, some old school OG looking stuff. That artwork is pretty cool. I love the red bleeding into the black.
Yeah.
Like that looks pretty cool. And then we got some more Merciful Fate. Don't Break the Oath.
Ooh, we used to have that album. Like we had a different copy when we were younger, and then
I sold it.
Yeah.
I was just like, gosh dang it. Yeah.
Kevin, why are you reminding me?
Why are you reminding me all the stupid things I've done? Here's Merciful Fate in the Shadows, and then here's Merciful Fate with Time. So pretty cool. If you like your metal, like then, you know, I'm singing about the devil. You know, it's like there's some Merciful Fate. You know. No, I do like Merciful Fate. They're all like, "Yo, man, he's like making fun of him," and like, "Come on." Then we got Meshuggah Nun. Oh yeah, that's an OG one also for Contradictions Collapse. Kind of cool.
I'm sorry, but it's so funny, like just seeing like these are the Meshuggah guys, and like just man, they're so freaking young. In this album.
Crap.
You know, and you're just like, dang.
Little did they know that they would change metal forever.
Yeah.
We got Destroy, Erase, Improve. Here's the American Press from '95. Awesome. That's a great album. And Meshuggah's another band that I'm not like the biggest fan of, but I think they're still pretty darn good. Like, you know, but they're not a band that I listen to all the time. But when I'm in the mood for them, I'm like, this is my first exposure to them. Nothing, kind of cool. You know, pretty inorganic sounding, very machine. Well, not machine in the industrial metal kind of sense, but very like less human sounding. Very, yeah. I don't know.
I find like I find like Meshuggah's very rhythmic, and like they stay within a vein, you know, like the guitar and everything. They stay in a certain vein, and you know that's kind of like their shtick.
Catch 33. That's their shtick, you know.
Oh, so Hypocrisy Catch 22. So they had to one up
them
and Catch 33.
Yeah, take that, Hypocrisy. Then we got Koloss. Yeah. Then we got Metal Church. This is the one that we did for the music video or the music
channel.
Yeah, the channel. The one that Kevin was like.
Whose channel was it on? Oh, it was on our channel.
You know.
It was pretty good too.
Yeah, there was some channel called Forgotten Legends of something. Like check it out. Like that's where we saw it.
Pretty good. Yeah, here we go. Here's the Dark, and then here's Blessing in Disguise, Metal Church. It's funny because after we did that video, I was kind of like, I picked up like 2 more of their albums because I was just like, dude, these guys are pretty freaking good. Yeah. Here's the Human Factor. I think never mind. I didn't have those out. Never mind. Yeah, and then here's so me and Kevin had the first like 4 Metallica albums since we were like kids. And they're scratched to death. So whenever me and Kevin were separated in Virginia, I picked up like all their albums because I wanted them fresh and I wanted these like old, no skips and whatever. So here's Kill 'Em All from Metallica, childhood classic.
Yep.
And then here's Ride the Lightning, childhood fudging classic. Gosh dang.
I don't know if we would ever do Metallica for the channel because it's just so big or whatever. But like I do want to mention I remember going into high school and we had a hard time relating with other metalhead kids, but I felt like I just didn't understand how people were getting into Metallica when they're like 16, 17, 18 or whatever, and by the time people were all like, "Oh, Metallica's sweet" and everything, I was burned out. I was like so done with Metallica because we had been listening to them for 10 plus years. And but I'm not saying like, yo, we were before the. There's people before. There's people before us too. You know, but we were before the other people.
And I mean, and also I think all those kids, their introduction was probably the Black Album, and then they went backwards. Where you guys started off with
the first 4.
I guess
like properly.
Yes, but I guess let me put it this way. There was an area where like metal was not big, especially like in the 90s. So it just felt like when we were listening to Metallica, it was during an era where we weren't part of the 80s club, but then we weren't a part of the new wave of American metal in the 2000s. And so when people were getting into Metallica or metal in general, it's like they were non-existent in like the 90s,
It's just weird because metal was big in the 80s, and then the 90s metal was pretty underground, like across all boards. And then the 2000s metal started kind of getting big again. So it was kind of like weird cultural spot in the 90s, Here's Load, I guess. No, I like some songs on there. Here's Reload. I like less songs on here.
Yeah, like on this, like my favorite is probably like Until It Sleeps and probably like Bleeding Me.
Yeah, you know? Mama Kin is pretty good.
Yeah, that one's pretty good.
That was pretty good. Then we got Garage Inc. You know, just for the heck. You know, S&M Live. You know, just for the heck. No Leaf Clover. You know, why not? Whew. All right, guys, and here's the often maligned but less understood album. The amazing Saint Anger.
I remember buying this when it first came out. I walked all the way to Kmart to get this because it was parental advisory, so I had to go to Kmart to get it because Walmart didn't carry it.
Yeah.
And I was listening to it on the Walkman and I was walking to Justin's house and I was like, what the fuck is this?
Even as an impressionable youth, you knew that there was something wrong with
it. Even back then, dude. Even back then.
Yeah. Were you gonna say, Kevin?
I was gonna say, like, I remember hearing the edited version of Saint Anger first, and then just being like, "What the heck?"
Yeah,
because it was just like,
yeah,
and I was just like, man, it's almost like they did a worse job than some like regular, like, I don't know. It just felt so butchered.
It was weird. It was weird. Yeah, we had a System of a Down Toxicity that had track 3 sped up too. We had
weird.
We had some weird stuff back in the day, like Burns and just random stuff. And here's Beyond Magnetic, a little EP of theirs. We had some weird stuff.
Yeah, just weird.
Metallica Hardwired to Self-Destruct. My coworker got me to listen to that album and the Death Magnetic because by the time those albums came out, I had already moved on from Metallica.
Yeah,
you know?
I was done.
Yeah, there's some stuff I like, but for the most part, it's not like the most amazing thing ever, but it's still good. Like, sure. Then we got Magua with Presence EP, and then we got Melodic or whatever, and Further Down the Nest EP.
More Polish,
black metal crap. Yeah. Then we got Groza, which means this is black metal.
Which means black metal.
Black metal. Then we got With Hearts Toward None. Yeah, pretty good.
What's the album that we went through like a few months ago? Is it the next one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're showing it off too. Yeah, this one, Exercises of Futility. This was honestly, dude, that album probably broke black metal for me. You know, before that album, black metal was just kind of, this is kind of.
You sure Mayhem didn't do it for you?
Yeah. I really think after that album, and I was like, this is like really cool, and I was like digging it, and then I was kind of like,
what else is out there?
Yeah. And I was like, I finally get it.
I get it.
I understand.
I get black metal.
Yeah, so it was just kind of funny. Age of Excuse, pretty good album too. Then we got Mind Odyssey, Schizophrenia.
Oh yeah, I'm the big Mind Odyssey guy.
Yeah,
you know, go figure. More prog power crap from Kevin.
Yeah, Nailed to the Shade. More Mind Odyssey. Yeah, I think these guys are pretty cool. Kevin's gonna do them for the channel.
Yeah,
they're
I'm
not
gonna do it. Yeah.
Would you say they're top tier or like B, C,
like
D?
C, like C or D, but they're still good.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, what do you mean by top tier?
Like, is it like at the very top, or is it like one of the B, C,
like for
like
your
in like a rating? S, A, B, C, D.
Like in the genre?
No,
like for you.
Yeah, for in the genre, I guess too, or for you. Kind of both.
Because I like them, but I mean they're not as high as like Song Arctica or Symphony X, of course. Yeah. I mean they're not like my favorite band of all time, but like I would say they're kind of a second string band because I think that they're better than like a third or fourth string where they've only got one or two.
Maybe
albums.
My C or D was a bit harsh because dude, every time this is a band where I'm always like, Kevin, we're gonna listen to this, and then every time we're done, I'm like, that was actually pretty cool, you know. So I think I have this knee jerk reaction because like sometimes when Kevin get into like power metal prog stuff, I have this knee jerk reaction to just be like, it's the same old stuff. I've heard it all before. You know, I'm tired of this, Kevin.
And we have all their stuff except for their first album, the Ministry. But I listened to their first album and it was just okay. So you know, I'm mostly into the Schizophrenia and Nailed to the Shade and Signs. Signs is my favorite.
Mine is a terrible thing to taste. And we got Psalm 69. So more Ministry.
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot of Ministry.
Yeah, neither do I.
I think sometimes when I'm in a joking mood, I'll just trash on stuff and just be very cavalier. Yeah. And people that are watching, they don't know that about me. That I'll just be like totally. They're just like, what is this guy? You know?
Yeah.
Gosh, I love being an insensitive jerk.
It's okay. Nobody knows any of us.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Here's Miss Sturming. Don't remember the name of this album. Like, yeah, Icelandic black metal stuff. That's their first album. Here's their second album, Algilimi. So I've only heard the first album. I haven't gone through that second one yet. So, you know. Then we got Moon Citadel. This is like their first. It's got like the EP and then bonus songs or something. Moon Calls to Wander, The Winter's Majesty. At the time I got this, I think it was like a little bit hard to find, but I don't know if it is anymore because I think it's been repressed. Yeah. Here's Moon Citadel, Night's Scarlet Symphonies. And this is actually a pretty cool album. Very atmospheric, kind of atmospheric symphonic black metal kind of stuff. Kind of cool, but not symphonic like Demon Borgir or any of that stuff. It's got subtle keyboard kind of stuff, you know.
Not over the top, like.
Yeah, not over the top. I don't even know if it. Yeah, kind of melodic black metal stuff. Here's Onyx Castles and Silver Keys, Moon Citadel's EP. So kind of cool.
So the band is Moon Citadels.
Mm-hmm. Moon Citadel.
Moon Citadel.
Citadel. Moon Citadel. Yeah.
And where are they from?
I think Finland.
Oh, okay.
I think they're from Finland. Huh. I don't know. One of those countries where they just make a ton of metal.
Yeah.
Here's Moonlight Agony, Echoes of a Nightmare. This is another album that Kevin got into. I was not open about it, but over the years, I'm like, this is actually like kind of cool.
I like this album. Yeah, pretty dope.
Then we got a ton of Moon Sorrow. This is kind of like a little box set thing, Back to the North. So it's got basically like most of their albums. First one, we've got this one, little Finnish name. And then we've got, another little Finnish name, Kiventajia, Verisikit, right here. And then we got Haviteti, right here. And then the Tulimerski EP.
Tulimerski.
So, got a lot of stuff.
Tulimerski.
So then they got a little poster thing. This was just kind of like a nice way to
Should we open the
get a ton of sure. Yeah, it was a good way to get a ton of their albums for cheap, just get them all together in this box set and stuff. So
that is kind of nice, actually.
Yeah. So, and then we also got Morse Principia Mess with Inhumanity. Great melodic death metal album. Ooh.
Well, there you go.
There it
is, guys.
There it is. So yeah, this is a fantastic melodic death metal album. I like it.
I like Morse Principia Mist. I think they're pretty good.
Yeah.
I hear the name from you guys a lot, but I haven't listened too much. So
yeah. Then we got the Unborn. Yeah.
I'm mostly familiar with just their first two albums.
Yeah. And then Unborn again, just a different version. I think that one has the bonus tracks. And then here's Liberation Equals Termination. Cool. All this stuff was on listenable records. I'm not sure how hard it is to find some of those, but then they switched to AFM records, I guess. Here's And Death Said Live. Alrighty, we're almost done.
Now a bunch of My Dying Bride.
Pretty much. Here's Morse Principia, Dawn of the Fifth Age. That one's a pretty good album. Gone through a little bit. Haven't gone through this one. Embers of a Dying World. Kind of cool. And then this one was good too. Listening to this one when it came out, I was kind of like, oh man, I think that one's pretty good. I haven't visited it since 2020 when it came out, but I need to go back to it. And then we got Red, White, and Crew. Oh, I see what you did there. Motley Blue. Motley Crew. Yeah. Sick. Got him. And then we got Motorhead. This is Overkill. And I got these ones because I thought they looked the coolest. These are like the Castle Classics versions of them, So I was just kind of cool. Not the biggest Motorhead fan, but, kind of cool. And here's Bomber, their third album. And then we got Ace of Spades.
Ace of Spades.
I don't want to live forever.
You're not.
Then we got 1916, Motorhead. Kind of cool. And then this is what I started on listening to. This is like a greatest hits 2-disc thing. Kind of cool. They got some good songs. And then we got Motorhead Inferno. I haven't heard that one either, so who knows? Who knows if it's any good? And then we got some probably not.
I was just reading some of the song titles.
Here's Mr. Bungo's first album. Pretty cool stuff. If you like experimental metal, rock, whatever, then yeah. Here's the second album. What's this one called? Volente? Disco Volente, I think. Oh no, it's falling apart.
No.
Oh, gee. Okay, Disco Volante. Yeah, something like that. And here's Mr. Bungle with California. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Then we got a ton of My Dying Bride. My gosh. As the Flowers Wither. One of these is like an OG American press. And then one of them has the like EP, one of their EPs attached to it. I think this is the one with the EP. So kind of cool, you know.
Gosh, does doom metal just go for like this? Like I feel like I Hate God kind of has that setup for their artwork.
Yeah, it looks like that. Yeah. Here's Turn Loose the Swans, My Dying Bride. This was actually the first exposure of me to My Dying Bride. A couple of years ago, I was listening to this album online, and I was just like, "This is pretty darn good." Angel in the Dark River, pretty cool album.
What album did we go through?
We went through.
Well, I'll wait. Wait till you get there. Yes. Wait till you get there.
Yeah. Here's like a little box set. Has their first like 3 EPs or whatever. So this is called The Stories, and these are kind of cool. You know, like kind of want to just show off some of these, the artwork for some of these. Here's the I'm the Bloody Earth EP. I think this is like the 3rd EP or something like that, but kind of cool. Can't remember the name of this one. The Thrash of Naked Limbs. Yeah. Honestly, dude, these EPs I haven't even gone through. I was like, oh yeah, My Dying Bride's sick, and I picked up a ton of their stuff, and then I haven't been able to digest it all, you know. And this artwork is done by, that looks kind of cool. It's done by the dude that does the Sandman covers or whatever, you know, for the Neil Gaiman. That's cool. So can't remember the dude's name. It was it was something.
He has a name.
So, he's got a name, all right, you know. Yeah, so anyways, that's all these My Dying Bride EPs. Here you go, Chad, thanks. But I think that box set is kind of like a little bit harder to find, you know. I think the actual EPs are even harder to find, so I picked up that one. Here's the Like Gods of the Sun, more My Dying Bride. Here's the album that we went through. This is the 34.788% complete.
Oh, that's the one that you and I went through too.
Yeah.
I forgot about it.
I think this album's freaking awesome. It's a controversial one because it has more experimental stuff, but I like that one. Might be my favorite album from them that I've heard. Because
I'm sorry to interrupt, but wasn't track 1 like really long?
Yeah,
or something. Okay, yeah, I know it. Okay,
that one's pretty. The Mother, the Whore, the Harlot, or something like that. The Cook, the Mother, then the Harlot, I think. It's that song is pretty cool.
Sorry, what were you saying though? I cut your train of thought off.
You were talking. Like some of their more strict doom metal stuff. Yeah. I'm not as much of a fan of because it's a long song. It's just it doesn't do as much for me. But I do like. I guess it's Aaron Stanthorpe. I like his vocals when he does his singing and stuff. Yeah. I like jumping back and forth from the singing to the growling and stuff.
Oh, yowzers!
Yeah. Then we got My Dying Bride with Naked Angel.
What? So say Naked Angel?
That's like songs.
Let me just look at this cover real quick.
Yeah, Songs of Darkness, Songs of Light, or whatever. Here's like a Line of Deathless Kings or whatever. I got both of those from somebody together. They had both of them, and I was like, oh, it's pretty cool. You know, kind of a little deluxe versions or whatever. Here's For Lies I Sire, My Dying Bride. Here's Avinta. This is like a 2-disc. Apparently that one, I haven't gone through that one, but that one is kind of more dark wave, like chiller, I guess, album of theirs, kind of more experimental. Here's A Map of All Our Failures. There's a few songs on that one I liked, but that one didn't really hit me as much as some of the other ones in the 90s.
I feel like, sorry, jumping back a little bit, when the new wave of American metal was happening, I feel like I associated My Dying Bride with like other like metalcore type stuff because I didn't know the music and everything.
The name
sounded like Between the Buried and Me, As I Lay Dying, My Dying Bride, and so I thought like they were. I just kind of clumped them all together. So I just. Probably
Bullet for My Valentine.
Bullet for My
all that stuff.
Just these 3-letter like names and three worded names for bands or whatever.
Little did we know then.
I just didn't know that these guys were much more older and everything. Like I had no idea.
As far as like the UK doom scene with them and Anathema Paradise Lost, I think Anathema is always going to be my number 1. These guys I like probably second, and then probably Paradise Lost probably third. But all 3 I'm kind of like, cool, you guys push doom metal to the masses and made influenced a lot of people. Here's Legacy. Take it away, Kevin.
I like Mirath. I mostly just know
that is a good album.
Those 2 albums, Legacy and the
Tales from the Sands or whatever. They're pretty good though. I like Mirath too.
Yeah.
Whew.
Okay. No, I actually have
you got a hefty amount of M's.
Okay, we got Macabre, Grim Reality. Not for everybody. Macabre, Gloom, again, not for everybody. Macabre, Murder Metal, for everybody.
Yeah.
And
They're most accessible.
Yeah. And it sucks, dude, because I had Dahmer. I had a lot of their albums, but that's all I have left right now. I got to start building my collection back up.
What is Macabre's best album, in your opinion? Like your personal favorite?
I think Chad likes Dahmer. What do you like that
yeah,
one? Is that right?
Dahmer's probably my favorite.
Yeah.
And then this, Machine Head.
Good album, huh?
Like, of all the CDs that get broken lost, why couldn't that one have gotten broken lost?
Yeah.
All right. And then we got Manticora, The Black Circus Part 1. Awesome.
Yep.
Megadeth, Countdown to Extinction. I know I'm a huge Megadeth fan, but I don't even have that many other CDs. But
you used to, though.
I used to. Euthanasia.
And then Ian sold them.
Yeah, and then Ian sold them,
Quit telling them
I just played.
And then dude, freaking Risk.
Yeah, I was really disappointed.
Yeah, even when I listened to that, like, back in the day, I was just like, what is this, dude?
Yeah.
But,
what are you going to do?
yeah, The World Needs a Hero. I haven't really given that one much of a chance either, I think. So it was, like, right after that, so I was kind of like, United Abominations. Some good stuff on there.
Can they get away with it?
Dystopia. Definitely pretty good.
Okay, sorry. Since you said that, Ian, I feel like that bothers me. With that song, that bothers me. You know, they have that whole intro part talking about the UN and everything.
Yeah,
and it's like, you know, and they get away with it. Then it's just like, you know, and I'm just like, what the heck?
And
like,
they should have just fudging blew out.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Fast.
Like that song should have been thrashing out, and the way he's like, you know, and then they blah blah blah, and they get away with it. You know, and just like go right into it, you know.
Yeah.
But it's just like
saying, you know, violated 17 UN resolutions,
right,
and whatever, and you're like, it was building up with all this craziness with the voiceover, and then they just like,
oil for food, you know, and I'm just like, holy crap, man, like what a letdown.
Yeah.
Like, anyways,
it's one of those. It's one of those missed opportunities. That song could have been that build up. Anticipation with all the little voiceover stuff was so epic, and you're just like getting ready to thrash out, and then you just don't. Just no payoff.
You know, trading oil for food, you know, and I'm just like, holy crap, guys! What a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
And The Sick, The Dying, and the Dead. I went through this once. I probably need to do it again, but it wasn't. Was it grabbing you when you went through it?
I mean, I liked it, but
but not enough. Yeah, not enough to like keep coming back.
Yeah. Not as good as like Dystopia, or
I don't think so.
think so. But I mean,
I'll have to listen again.
It wasn't. Yeah, I need to listen to it more too. I think I only went through it once. Also.
Yeah.
Like it. Yeah.
And then Destroy, Erase, Improve. Bringing that degen.
Yeah.
And then Metallica, Kill 'Em All.
That was pretty awesome.
Metallica, Ride the Lightning.
Ride that.
Dude, Chad, do you even listen to Metallica?
Yeah, dude. Freaking Enter Sandman. Injustice for All. Awesome album. And speaking of that, dude, the Black Album, I give it a lot of crap, but it is such a freaking awesome album.
I do like the Black Album. I just get burned out of it so easily.
Yeah, especially hearing on the radio constantly, everybody playing it. It's just kind of like, I'm good.
Like, gas ain't free.
Well, like I'll start it from the beginning, and I'm like, yeah, I'm having a good time. But then by the end of the album, I'm like, oh man, glad to be done. Like I just it wears me down.
Great album, but I find myself not listening to it very often either.
Yeah, well, I mean, recently, yeah.
But I agree. It you know, there's some fantastic songs on there, and yeah.
And we got Load.
What a load.
We got Reload.
Oh, Chad, I didn't know you were such a fan, dude.
Yeah, dude, I love Moonlight Agony. Echoes of a Nightmare.
Dude, Chad, awesome. Good job, man. Dude, yeah. Anyways.
Well, yeah, I know it can't be an album, so.
Yeah.
And then we got Murder Squad, Unsane, Insane, and Mentally Deranged.
Yeah. Oh, snap.
Take a guess what this is.
Black metal.
No, I had Ravenous Murderous too, but again, I just gotta build my collection back up.
More Razorback records.
Oh, that's not Razorback.
Oh, something else.
Just like some old school death metal.
Old school death.
Oh, Pavement Music.
Yeah, I think they're like Swedish or Finnish or.
Solitude Aeternus was on the Pavement was an American label.
Oh.
The more you know.
The more
Interesting.
you know. And that's M's. You want
That's
to?
the M's. Close out?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
We'll let you close out, okay?
Yes.
Thank you, guys. I really want to close out.
Just so
See
you
you guys
me and
later.
Chad are letting you close out. Right, Chad? We're letting you close out.
Yeah, we let you do
Yeah.
things sometimes.
You know, sometimes, unless I, get carried away, Let you guys listen to some CDs sometimes.
Thanks, everybody, for watching. Have a good day, and we are Forgotten Legends of Sound.
Woo!
See ya.